Hello everyone. We have been learning about portfolio management, implementation and review. So today under this chapter, we are going to learn a performance measure called as Trenner's measure to evaluate the portfolio performance. The key dimensions which must be kept in mind while correctly measuring the performance of portfolio are: we might have to calculate the return on a portfolio. We'll have to look at the risk of the portfolio. We'll have to look at the performance measures to evaluate the performance of that particular portfolio. We have already learned how to calculate the rate of return for a given period. And to calculate the average rate of return over a period of several years for a particular portfolio, we have also learned that the following measures are employed. One is the arithmetic average of annual rates of return, which is a simple arithmetic average. The other is internal rate of return, which is also referred to as money weighted rate of return. And the third is geometric average of annual rates of return, also referred to as time weighted rate of return. Since we have learned these measures, we need to go ahead to learn the performance measure. So before learning the performance measure, we also need to look at the risk of the portfolio. And when we are considering risk of portfolio, the two commonly used measures are: one is variability. To measure variability of a portfolio, normally preferred measure is standard deviation. We have learned how to calculate standard deviation for a particular of returns for a particular security, as well as standard deviation of returns for a portfolio. Apart from that, the other measure is beta, the beta of a portfolio. So beta measures the systematic risk, the risk that cannot be eliminated through diversification. It can be either for a security, individual security, or for a portfolio. Remember that the unique risk or diversifiable risk or unsystematic risk, that represents that portion of total risk that stems from firm specific factors. And this unique risk, or which we call it as diversifiable risk, can be washed away by combining different stocks in a portfolio. Whereas when we are looking at beta, the beta of the security portfolio measures the systematic risk, that risk which is not cannot be eliminated through diversification. So the absolute return measures, the which we learned right just now and which were learned earlier, the like average rate of return or the geometric mean, they have no consideration for risk. If we compare performance of two portfolios considering the return, though such calculated, the portfolio which is giving higher return may be selected without giving due consideration for underlying risk. So if we have portfolio A and portfolio B, and if portfolio A is giving 30% return and portfolio B is giving us 20% return, on the basis of absolute return measures which we looked earlier, we'll just select portfolio A, which might not be correct because both these portfolios may have different degrees of risk. So to evaluate the performance of portfolio, we need some risk adjusted measures to evaluate the performance. We need to take care of the risk before evaluating the performance of two portfolios, and hence now which the performance measures which we are going to look at are all risk adjusted measures. So for evaluating the performance of a portfolio, it is necessary to consider both risk as well as return. The returns must be adjusted for the risk before evaluating the performance of portfolios. So following are the four popularly employed risk adjusted portfolio measures. One is the Trenner's measure, the Sharpe measure, the Jensen's measure, which is called as the Jensen's alpha, and the M-square measure. Today we are going to learn about Trenner's measure. According to Jack Trenner, systematic risk or beta is the appropriate measure of risk as suggested by capital asset pricing model. So his measure of portfolio performance relates to the excess return on portfolio P to the beta of portfolio. How is this excess return on portfolio found out? The excess return on portfolio is the difference between the average rate of return on portfolio and the average rate of return on a risk-free investment. So we need to calculate the average rate of return on a portfolio as well as the average rate of return on a risk-free investment, and the difference between the two will give you the excess return on portfolio P. This such excess return will be divided by beta of that portfolio to find out the Trenner's measure. Let us understand it further. The numerator of Trenner's measure is the risk premium earned by the portfolio, because we are measuring the excess return over the risk-free investments. So hence it's called as a risk premium earned by the portfolio, and the denominator is a systematic risk measured by beta. Hence we can say that the Trenner's measure reflects the excess return earned per unit of risk. As systematic risk or beta is the measure of risk, the Trenner's measure implicitly assumes that the portfolio is well diversified. Why do we say so? Because we are using beta as a measure of risk, which means we are believing that the portfolio is well diversified. There is no unsystematic risk, since our measure of risk is beta. A portfolio with higher Trenner's ratio is considered as a better performer than a portfolio with lower Trenner's ratio. If we have to rank the portfolios, we give first rank to the one having the highest Trenner's ratio, and the ranking can be done in descending order of Trenner's ratio. In order to find whether the portfolio has outperformed or underperformed, we might need some benchmark portfolio, say market portfolio. So if the Trenner's ratio of a given portfolio is higher than the Trenner's ratio of a market portfolio or any other benchmark portfolio, then we can say that the given portfolio has outperformed the market. The Trenner's ratio of market portfolio is always equal to its risk premium or excess return. Why? This is because the beta of market portfolio is always 1. Hence, in the denominator of the formula for market portfolio for calculating Trenner's ratio, we have 1. So we can say that the Trenner's ratio of market portfolio is always equal to its risk premium or excess return. So here we have been given 3 funds here. Fund A, Fund B, Fund C, representing 3 portfolios. We also have been given the return on market, and we also have been given the risk-free rate of return. The number of periods are 9. We have been given average rate of return for portfolio A, portfolio B, portfolio C, and as well as for the market. We have been given standard deviation for each portfolio as well as for the market. We also have been given beta for fund A, fund B, fund C, or we can call them as portfolio A, B, and C. Remember that the beta of market will always be 1. So with this background, we need to calculate the Trenner's measure. So the average return on the portfolio P, in this case, we will calculate first for portfolio A. So the average return on the portfolio minus the average risk-free rate of return divided by beta of the portfolio. So if you are considering fund A or portfolio A, let us see what is the average return. The average return or the mean return is already given here, which is 17.1. So we can take 17.1. We have to calculate the difference from the average risk-free rate. The average risk-free rate here is 8.6. So we can have 8.6 here divided by beta of that particular portfolio, which is 1.2. So 1.2. So that means for fund A, the Trenor's measure is 7.1. Similarly, we can calculate for fund A, fund B, fund C, as well as for the market index. So for comparison between the funds, we can look at the Trenor's measure here and find out which is the one which is better performing. If we have to compare it with the market index, we can compare 7.1 and 2.4 and find out whether the fund has outperformed or not. And yes, it has outperformed the market. So in this way, we can calculate the Trenor's measure. In the subsequent video, we'll be learning about other two measures, which is the Sharpe measure and the Jensen's alpha. So thank you, everyone.